guys, so today I decided let's get back to my roots, and if you know me and have followed me for a very long time on Instagram, you know that I've actually started out with acrylics and painting with acrylics, so that's what we're gonna do today, and we're gonna design some cute Pokemon, well not design, kind of redesign, but only a little bit, so let's go. Hey guys, happy to see you here. I'm happy to be here. If you noticed, last week I was not here. I did not upload, sadly. I was trying to, but it didn't work out. So here we are a week later. So I got sick, and I also was trying to film and draw something new, but it didn't work out because I was just not in the zone. And this time I could not push through, so I decided, you know what, let's just take a break, relax, reorganize brain. Yeah, so that's what I did, and now I am back with some little Pokemon, guys. And I'm super excited to share them with you and to share this process and just finally talk with you guys again. I do apologize if I do sound weird. I can't really tell. I am still recovering from being sick. My nose is still gone. Or it's kind of okay, but you know, when it's in the phase of being okay, but you're still struggling, that's where I'm at. Anyways, so as you can see, we are painting Oddish, and he's so cute and round. And basically, the whole concept of why I chose these Pokemons were just because, you know what, I just wanted to draw them, and that's how you sometimes have to go. No big ideas, just wanting to draw something. So today I chose Oddish, and we did change some stuff for him, and by that I mean his leaves. So there is a story why we changed them. Not because I don't like how he still looks really cute, but basically I have an issue with my plants that I have no idea how, have traps, those little, I don't know how to explain, but basically bugs that you don't want on your plants. And I was super sad that day. And I have a monstera, and because I was examining all my plants and looking at who has them, and sadly my monstera had them, and I was super sad. And the monstera is not even like the normal one, because I was looking, what was it, like a year ago, for the I don't know how you say it, the one with the white spots. So if you know, those are hard to find. At least they were hard to find a year ago. And I'm super sad because now it looks sad, and I don't want it to die. So I'm doing everything I can so that the monster doesn't die. So I decided, you know what, let's channel all the good vibes and change Oddish's leaves to the monstera leaves. So it's also been a while since I've really went in with acrylics. I have these Medine acrylic paints and I love them. They leave this super nice shine to when you're done, and I just love looking at it. It's so shiny and smooth. I can't. And also we got a cool box where I can put the Medine paints in, and I love organizing, so this box was perfect and I could fit all the Medine paints in their box. So if you want to check it out, I will leave it down below. But yeah, it's been a while since I've painted fully with acrylics. Like, I've dabbled here and there this year, but nothing too much. And as I said before, I actually kind of started out my art with acrylics. And it was always funny because the techniques I used maybe sometimes confused people, and they were asking if it is gouache or even watercolors, because I was just watering down my acrylics quite a lot, just because I love to put base layers, and that's kind of what I did here. Not really watery, but I am starting out with a pretty light base, and I'm not really worried about how the brush strokes can come true or something like that, because I will still go over with lots of other colors, and I just need that white to be gone, and that first layer just gives me some foundation, you know. So right here as well, I am putting a lighter color for two reasons. Again, just to get rid of the white underneath, so that when I go again with another color, we don't see it peeking through. But I will also go with the darker color later and use this base as, I guess, the light parts, and kind of curve out the shapes that way. You will see in a little bit. Okay, so I somehow yapped and we are now to Chandelure, right? I think that's how you say it. I'm really bad with Pokemon names, guys, so please ignore all that. But for this guy, as you can see, I did change a few things, not a lot, nothing major. I did kind of change his eye a little bit, since again I was feeling sad for my plants. I added like a indication that he has teary eyes. I don't know if it translates well enough so that you get that it is teary eyes, but I thought it's a cool thing. I don't know. And then I made his arms, if you could call them like that, a little bit different, more Chandelure like, and I even added a little gem or crystal. I don't know what's the proper way to say it. And while I was drawing it, I thought that he could have another special move with those crystals, you know, why not? And of course I could not resist my little swirly, because everywhere where I draw something that's a bit fire themed, I love to do my swooshy swirl effects. I don't even know how to call them, But if you've been around, you know what I mean. But it was so fun to do this guy, and honestly, I could definitely tell that since I was super rusty with acrylics, Oddish took me so much longer than I would have liked. Just because, I was getting back into it, figuring out what I liked, and since it's been a while, I had to find new techniques. I told you about watering down, and this time I decided not to do that. And I also was figuring out if I wanted to include pencils after I'm done or not. The one thing I've noticed with acrylic markers are that they are more matte usually, so they are nice to combine with pencils for sure. So if you want something mixed media, then definitely could look into those. But with these paints, they leave quite a shiny base, so if you go ham with them, then they aren't really that well for layering with pencils, just because the base is too smooth for a pencil to grip on, so it's not gonna really show up. So I would recommend doing like pastels. Oil pastels maybe would do better than pencils. But yeah, so I decided, you know what, I want some change, so I will not include pencils. Maybe I will include acrylic markers, and I did a little bit at the end, but honestly, I feel like they weren't really necessary, so I just added some little strokes here and there for more texture. But yeah, I love how this guy turned out, and as I said, Oddish took me a while I was figuring out the medium, and then this guy came in and I was already feeling much better, more confident, so I feel like he turned out better as well, just because I had the confidence as well. So I don't know, I really like how this guy turned, and he's just so cool. I don't know how to explain it, but here I love him and I wish I had this Pokemon. Another problem why I didn't upload last week was because I was feeling a little bit stuck with my art, with myself, and this is why I turned back, I guess, and thought about what exactly I did before and what I should change. So I thought, you know what, let's just try acrylics again, so that I'm not in my comfort zone. Even though I know acrylics and I've done a lot with them in the past, I haven't really painted with acrylics for ages, so I thought it would be like a nice middle where it's something new, something old. So yeah, I am really happy. I feel like I have a little bit of a push to go forward where I want to change my style a bit and focus more a bit on the values and shapes rather than lines. And I'm pretty heavy with my lines. I love lines and I love textures, but I also love to integrate something that's more a bit realistic and a bit less what's the word? A bit less limiting, I guess, because lines they basically say here's where you start your, I don't know, paint block, and here's where you start a new one. But with acrylics, I have the option to ignore my lines a little bit, experiment, maybe go over them, and just create something entirely new while I'm in the process. So I really want to continue this. So I would love to know your opinions on what you think. about, I don't know, this video or these little guys that I've been painting here. But yeah, I think change is definitely needed, and I've been a bit stuck. And don't get me wrong, I love my markers, my alcohol markers and acrylic markers, and I won't be stopping anytime soon with them. But I'm definitely gonna experiment more with the techniques and also acrylics. I don't know, they free to me a little bit. Even though I loved switching to markers when that phase happened, because I'm a lazy person and I don't really love getting messy. So, what I mean by that is that with paint, you have to take out your paints and take out, like, bring in water, have your brushes, other stuff, your palette, and then all that jazz. I think it's just somehow bringing me back to school where we had to do that a lot with oil paints, and I love oil paints, but then it was so messy. And if you know, oil paints are really hard to get out of your clothes. So I think all of that and the messiness and everything, just I was not loving it. So when suddenly there were markers, and especially now there's the craze with acrylic markers, I thought, wow, that's so nice, because I don't have to go through all the mess and I can just open the cap and the paint is there. But they are a bit limiting because you can't really mix the colors, and even though I try and I mix them, and especially with alcohol markers you can mix them technically, it's something is different, you know. So yeah, that's my whole tangent about all of the this and acrylics and everything. And why not gouache? So gouache is basically, again, going back to me being lazy, I don't like that it comes up if you do too many layers, or you have to think more of how you layer your paints. And with acrylics, they tend to dry faster, so I can work faster, and you can easily go over a lot of times if needed. So that's basically it, why I like acrylics more and why I've always and that's why I've always chosen them in the past as well. um yeah, that's my whole tangent about that. Anyways, we are now on to this ghost Eevee, and yeah. So first Oddish drawing was basically me getting into it. Then the second drawing was me feeling relaxed and happy, and this one I got tired, guys. So I am not super happy about this one, but I'm not hating it. But it's just, you could feel that I'm a bit tired. I'm a bit with everything what I'm doing, and not really thinking that much anymore. I had an idea of how it could look like, but I feel like the execution wasn't the best. So basically, I'm calling this EV Plasmion because, you know, every evolution ends with Eon, right? Sylveon, Leafeon. Why am I blanking on them? Anyways, so I decided to go for a ghost type just because Chandelure, I think he is ghost type. I was inspired, as you would say. And I decided to create a ghost Eevee. But yeah, Plasmion, I love the concept, and I would love to create more concepts because this one felt very easy, very generic, I guess, if you could say that. I feel like it's something that's like the first thought, and I just put my first idea on paper, which is not, it's nothing bad, you know. Maybe if I do create more, this one would be the winner, but we won't ever know if I don't create more of them. So I'm just thinking maybe I should create or try to create more EV evolutions, perhaps, if anybody would be interested, or just more ghost type EV, more plasmions, if you will. I think my boyfriend suggested Hauntion, like haunted, something like that. So let me know which one you like more, you know, in the comments, which one is winning, Hauntion or Plasmion. Obviously it should be me, guys, right? Anyways, but I had so much fun. I hope you had fun watching, and I think I will definitely continue with acrylics or acrylic paints. And here you can see my little setup, and I was going with acrylic markers, as I said. But yeah, voiceover Karo is out. Bye guys! So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know which one was your favorite, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye!
Hold me tightly like I was there, and whisper softly in your ear that everything is gonna be